We don't know about you, but COVID certainly slowed us down and maybe even got us off track.
And we're all about getting out of this rut and looking to make next year the best year ever for ourselves, but also for you guys.
We shouldn't stay in the status quo and accept anything except greatness in this phase of life. We're excited today to bring you inspiration and ideas on how to jumpstart and crush next year.
You know, it's so easy to just let each day pass by, and then another, and then another. But if your days are amazing and your retirement's amazing, that's great. We want you to listen anyway because we're going to give you great ideas on making it even better.
Because if you're like us and you have the feeling that there can be more, then let us give you some tips and strategies and really make next year different, make it more exciting, make it more fulfilling, and definitely make it fun.
You know, do you remember Friday, December 29th, 2018?
Kinda.
It was our last day at work. We both retired same day, same time. But we had spent the previous 6 months in semi-retirement. We did a lot of travel. We ate poorly. We drank too much. We gained weight. And we were living pretty unhealthy habits. So we landed in retirement really not in the best shape.
But it was fun, for sure. But what we found was it wasn't sustainable. We had a huge pivot about halfway through 2019, and dramatic changes started to take hold. Then 2020, we were ready. We got off on the right foot, and then COVID hit.
We had our first live event, February 20th, 25th of 2020.
Right.
Our plan was to do live workshops, 1 a month, 2 a month. We did one, it was great, and then COVID hit. So our first few years didn't really turn out like we expected.
That's right. So today we're excited to share with you where we're headed in 2023 and what you can do to make it amazing for you as well. And make sure you stay till the end where we'll give you some tips that really will help you crush next year. I keep saying crush next year.
I love that, but
Okay.
our top tips,
I know.
hang to the end. These are going to be really, really good. So the first thing you want to do is really reflect on this past year. You know, we're entering our 5th year of retirement. So we've had 4 years of this. We're in a rhythm. You know, we've got the business going and we've got our relationship is great. But we've had some struggles and some successes, some wins, and lots of change in this past year.
Absolutely. And it's important to look at the good, look at the bad and look at the ugly and see where you are. Get a baseline, after COVID, which is still, I know, going on. But do you have a hangover of isolation? Are you feeling different today than you were a couple of years ago?
Well,
and are you ready to get out and make a difference?
Right. And we are.
We are.
And we're going to travel. Because this past year, I honestly, since COVID, we really haven't traveled.
We haven't traveled since 2018.
Yeah, and we really missed that experience. Well, we've had some wins, though.
We have. Our business is a big win, although we're pouring our heart and soul into it and spending a lot of time doing it. Our YouTube channel has been great, and you guys are a big part of that. We almost have 2,000 followers in just a year and a half, which is great.
So thank you for that.
And we both are working on books, which yours is a little further ahead than mine, but they should both be done in 2023.
No. They're both going to be done in 2023.
Okay.
I'm first quarter, you're beginning of second quarter.
Wow, deadlines.
Yeah. But another big win for us this past year, and we want you to go through the same process, is family time. We've had wonderful holidays. We make such an effort to make sure we get together. Last year at Thanksgiving, we had everyone, all 6 kids and their partners, grandchild, ex-wife, in-laws, all kinds of people. My 65th birthday this past year, you had all the kids come again. And this Christmas, we have 5 of the 6 kids coming, which is good.
It is
We
fun.
really focus on that, and we love having our family together. So that's always a big win for us.
That was a great reflection. Looking forward to 2023 and beyond, though, that's when we really start to gear up on travel and vacations and planning some family gatherings that aren't necessarily in our home, maybe some family trips and gatherings. And we have a safari planned for 2024, which we've already signed up for. So we're putting stakes in the ground on the travel side.
Yeah, so that's number one. We're really focused on that. Now, for you guys, I don't know where you're at with travel, but even if you're not a big traveler, why don't you plan something anyway? A weekend away with your husband or wife or a close friend. Make it exciting and fun. I mean, in the Northeast, you're in the winter time now. Come down south and spend a few days. Spend 3 or 4 days, but make a nice vacation out of it. You can go to
the Southwest.
You can go to a spa,
yeah,
or a health spa if you want. There's all sorts of things you can do.
It's one of the biggest travel trends right now are these health retreats.
Yeah,
I would like to do one. Yeah, I would like to do one of those. Another trend would be, a hiking or bicycling or skiing trip. Something where you're active and you're feeling good and you're moving your bodies.
Or come to Marco Island for the weekend and attend one of our live events on a Monday.
Oh, look at that.
And those you'll see on our website under events. We've just called a couple of hotels trying to book it for February, March, April, and maybe May. We're trying to hold them on a Monday, so if anyone wants to come down for the weekend and hang out, that's what we're doing.
So the whole first grouping is really about travel and experience.
Right. The second thing to do for next year is reassess and reignite your physical and mental wellness habits and routines.
Really figure out where you are today. How are you showing up at the end of 2022? In fact, look below where we're going to add our link for our free health and wellness assessment checklist. That might give you a little boost.
Yeah, that's a great PDF worksheet to get. It's really, really good.
Because, it's easy to stop healthy workouts and healthy habits, especially during the holidays. But after a few days, you're going to lose energy and lose your drive. So now's the time to put that in check.
Now, one of the things that Jody and I do is every morning when we get up and we have our coffee time together, we really do talk about our health and wellness. We check our Oura Ring numbers. We talk about my cycling, Jody's yoga, our nutrition.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we obsess about it, but it is top of mind because we have that physical and mental wellness vision that keeps driving us every day. So for the next year, make some commitments. Find an accountability partner. Join a gym. Take a nutrition course online. All of those things can help you jumpstart.
So a lot of that's physical wellness. For mental wellness, I cannot emphasize this enough. Start meditating. 10 minutes a day. There's an app called Headspace, and I know if you've watched a lot of our videos, I've talked about it before. It is a game changer. 100% guarantee. If you meditate and stick with it for 60 days, you'll notice a difference in your life.
The other thing that I committed to this year that's been really helpful is journaling. And as a matter of fact, we'll drop another link below for a free journaling guide. Just help you get started on your journaling. And don't forget, stay to the end where we're going to give you some top tips on how to 10x 2023.
So the third area of focus that we have, and then I think you could have too, is relationships. Having good, solid relationships is so important, and it's core to your overall happiness.
Strong relationships and healthy relationships are important all year long, but I think they're really especially important during the holidays. These can be exciting times, but they can also be super lonely times for people. So I would tell you, time to check in on your friends on that note.
Yeah, and you can always do better. Just sending a random text to a friend to let them know how much they mean to you is going to do wonders for your relationship and wonders for them. And also look for people in your circle that just might be lonely. An uncle, a grandfather, somebody that they're alone. Reach out and do something great for them.
And some people during this phase of life do really well and they have a huge circle of friends. And I'll be honest, we struggle a bit between living in Connecticut, living in Florida, trying to find community, and it gets a little lonely sometimes.
It does. Not when I'm with you, though.
Oh.
We get a lot of comments on our videos from solo retirees who struggle as well. So for those of you who are lonely and don't have a huge group, here's a suggestion. Start with who you know. Make a list of the 20 people. Maybe break it down into the 5 best, the next 5. But get in the habit of reaching out. Like I said earlier, send them a text once in a while just to let them know you're thinking about them.
The next way to really crush 2023 is to really put your mind and focus on volunteering. It's a great way to change your life and change the life of others. We were both very active in hand-to-hand volunteering until we retired.
We were, and we miss it a lot. And it's something that we really, honestly, the first of the year, we have to commit to go interview the 2 nonprofits that we've talked about here on Marco Island, because that's really important to us.
It is, definitely. It can be as easy as reading books to kids in a library once a week, or working in a soup kitchen or cooking and serving meals, the kind of volunteering that puts you in close contact with the people that will benefit from your skills and time really boost you.
Yeah, and the other thing that it does, it gives you an instant community. I mean, we're here in Florida looking to meet new people, and that's a great way to do it. So why don't we jump into our top tips?
On how to crush 2023?
Yep,
I don't
go
know
ahead.
why I'm stuck on that in this
Crush it.
video. I'm crushing it. The first thing we talked a little bit about, but reiterate that we're going to spend time looking back at this year, 2022, and do a highlights list. Celebrate everything that went well and repeat that this year in 2023.
The other list to make is a list of what's missing in your retirement or where you need help. You're not going to be like perfect in every area, but figure out what's missing, what you can work on, make a plan. So if it's exercise for you, join a gym. We just joined the Y down the street so we could swim in their pool, learn how to do pickleball.
Right, that'll be fun. The next thing is make a list of your 10 closest friends and maybe even cut it down to 5 and really focus on these people and put timelines on it. These are the people you want to spend time with in 2023.
And we've talked about this multiple times in this video, but it's worth saying one more time. Think hard about volunteering. Ask some of your friends, the 10
or even the friends that are on the list.
On the list, what would they like to do? We're actually going to do something with neighbors across the street in a nonprofit.
Yeah, which will be really fun. Yeah. With a little effort, you can really swing the tide on what kind of year you're going to have in 2023. It's up to you. Put the effort in and make it amazing.
Now, we hope you enjoyed this video and think you're really going to like this next one. Secrets of Successful Retirees. We go in and talk about how to get unstuck. We dive deeper on healthy relationships, how to create a new identity as a retiree. So watch this next.